All right, so welcome. Happy Wednesday. Nice to have you guys here. I will go ahead and dive right in. We've got a lot to cover today. There we go. All right, so happy Valentine's week, everybody. And so I'm sure you know, it's Heart Health Awareness Month, with Valentine's and all of that stuff. So I just thought it was appropriate we talk about that. And what I'm going to do is tie in how having a healthy heart works alongside of what all the stuff that we also are trying to do here in this program. So feel free to unmute yourself and ask any questions. I don't mind the interruptions. Or if you feel more comfortable saving them to the end, that's perfectly fine. Write them down though, because I know if you're anything like me, I get distracted and then I get another thought and then I forget my question at the end. So just jot them down and bring them to the end, or right in the middle if you want to. So don't have a broken heart this Valentine's Day. All right, so today we've got some openings, funnies, some shout outs, some welcomes, and some fun facts. We're going to talk about different fats and how they affect the heart, good fats, bad fats, healthy heart foods, heart healthy foods, and then other things that we can do to ensure that we don't have a broken heart and keep a healthy heart. So let's dive right in. So we got some funnies here. You guys can enjoy those. Welcome in. All right, so we get some shout outs. Kathleen, she's down 15 pounds and she said her energy is so much better. So congratulations to you, Kathleen. Patrice, she said since she started and she's in her first couple of weeks, her skin is already clearer and her eyes are already feeling brighter. So it's not all weight loss. There's a lot of other things too, but typically what I get is the weight loss ones. Sharon's down 7 pounds and that's in her first week. Wendy is down 10 pounds. And I know there's a lot of you. I just didn't start my list till earlier this week. So anyway, congratulations to you. I want to welcome in some of our new people. We got Tia, Carrie, Meredith, Rebecca, Jennifer, Liz, Chrissy, Danielle, Shannon, Denise, Heather, Violet, Carolyn, Ellen, Timothy, Celine, Michael, Claudia, and Laura. So welcome to you guys. All right. So I thought I would go over the anatomy of a heart. Said no one ever. That doesn't sound like fun at all. I'm totally kidding. We're not going to go over the anatomy of a heart. But I just thought, because, we don't have to know how it works. We just have to know how to take care of it and keep it working in the most efficient way, right? Thank you, Carmen, for the laughter. I know you guys would see this and go, oh God, how dry. But what I do have, so you can read this instead if this is more interesting for you. However, I do have some fun facts about the heart that I thought you might find a little bit more interesting. All right, so the heart has 60,000 miles of blood vessels, which means it could go your own body, the blood vessels can go around the world twice with just your blood vessels. The heart beats about 100,000 beats per day. Let me see if you guys can guess this one. There's 1.5 gallons of blood flows through the body every what? Every week, every day, every minute, or every second? Anybody want to guess? 1.5 gallons.
I'll say minute.
Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner, folks. 1.5 gallons. I wish I had prizes, but you get the virtual trophy. Here you go. The average heartbeat of a woman is 8 beats faster than of a man's. Every cell in the human body gets blood from the heart except the cornea. This is interesting. Most number of heart attacks occur on Christmas Day. And then the second close behind is the day after Christmas and New Year's Day. Also, more heart attacks happen on a Monday than any other day of the week. Now that one makes sense. Heart disease, what is that? I can't read my own writing. Heart disease, increased risk. Oh, heart disease is the #1 cause of death in the United States. Laughing is good for your heart. It sends 20% more blood through relaxed veins, so the heart does not have to work as hard. Letting people in, sorry. All right, welcome in, everybody. Number 9, okay, at the aorta is as large as a garden hose. And number 10, broken heart can feel like a heart attack, which is very sad. And broken heart syndrome is a real thing, by the way. So there's your lesson on heart anatomy. All right, so let's move on. Hopefully, there we go. So today we're going to kind of dive into fats. When you're looking at your nutrition labels, you see that there's 12 grams of fat, but we really want to know where those fats are coming from. And so we're going to talk about some of those today. We'll be going into deep dive into label reading coming up in a few weeks. So I won't dive too deep into this, but we're going to go heavily into the fats for today. So let me just move my. All right. So let's see. There's 4 different kinds of fats. It's fats that you're going to see maybe on your labels, but on those nutrition labels, you will see trans fats or saturated fats. All right. So trans fats, you should only be getting no more than 1% of your calories from trans fats. Trans fats are the dangerous one. They're the most dangerous ones. Trans fats, it's what you're going to find in margarine, biscuits, crackers, baked goods, processed foods, processed meats like pepperoni or salami. And margarine is made from hydrogenated oils. So that any oils that are liquid and then they're firm in room temperature, that would be a saturated fat. But the margarine is a trans fat. They made it because they thought the saturated fat was the bad guy, but it turns out trans fat is way worse. Saturated fat, you should only get about 6% of your calories from your saturated fats. From 6% of your calories should come from saturated fat, about 20 grams in a day at the most. And this is what you're going to find in cheese and butter, ice cream, dairy products. Again, processed meats also have saturated fats, chicken skin, and pastries. Also, coconut oil is also a saturated fat, but it's a better choice of your saturated fats because it's medium chain triglyceride. There's long chain triglycerides and there's medium chain triglycerides. So it's MCT. You guys have probably heard of MCT oil. That's what coconut oil is. It's MCT oil. It's medium chain triglyceride oil. And the good news with that one is it gets absorbed directly from the intestines into the body and will be used for energy first. Whereas the long chain, it takes longer and it often gets stored as triglycerides and it gets stuck in the liver. So we definitely don't want to do too much of those. And then you've got polyunsaturated fats, monounsaturated fats, and these are your good fats. These are the fats that your brain needs, your heart really needs these fats, but also good for your brain. And it's also good for the poly and mono are both good for a reduction of inflammation in the body. So some of your polyunsaturated fats are coming from walnuts, flax seeds, chia seeds, sesame seeds, pumpkin seeds, salmon, tuna, trout, mackerel, eggs, avocado oil, extra virgin olive oil. And there's a lot of crossover. A lot of the products have both mono and poly. So on my mono list, we've got avocados, again, extra virgin olive oil, almonds, pecans, sunflower seeds, fatty fish. So the fatty fish has both. Quinoa, meats like beef and chicken and pork. The beef and the pork will come back after the 12 weeks, but just understand they do have some of the monounsaturated fats. They also have the saturated fats though, so be mindful of that. So anyway, that's what we're looking for in our fats, and that's what can affect our heart. All right, so let's take a look. I guess I already saw this. So hydrogenated or partially hydrogenated oils, which is what margarine is, which is an artificial fat, and it's a trans fat, so we don't want that one. Shortening is also a saturated fat. Palm kernel oil, palm oil, saturated fats found in meats and dairies. It's natural, but they're still saturated fats. Other bad fats that I want you guys to avoid like the plague: soybean oil, vegetable oil, canola oil, corn oil, are all bad fats, and they're so processed and they're so very cheap, which is why soybean oil is in almost every darn thing. And it's so frustrating to you're just trying to eat clean. And every time I look at an ingredient list, even like in my enchilada sauce, I love my enchilada stew, and it's the easiest thing on the planet to make. You just cook some chopped up chicken or some ground turkey and add the vegetables that you like, onions, bell peppers, jalapenos if you like, maybe some chopped carrots, and then you add your enchilada sauce. But if you look at the ingredients, a lot of those ones on the market, they have soybean oil in them. So the Siete brand does not put soybean oil if you're looking for that kind of thing. But look at your ingredients list on anything that comes in a can or in a package, because salad dressings, they're notorious for putting soybean oil in your food. So be sure to look at your ingredients list. All right. But we do want to eat our healthy fats. We've got polyunsaturated fats and monounsaturated, as I mentioned. So we got salmon, trout, tuna, cod, mackerel, and sardines. Nuts and seeds, which again, just as a reminder to the new people, nuts and seeds don't come back until after day 30. But they are good for us. Right now, we want to, at the first 30 days, we want to not take those because of certain spores and molds. We're cleaning up the gut, but eventually they can be very healthy, like walnuts, macadamias, pistachio, flax, and chia seeds. Very, very good. Avocado is, to me, pretty much a superfood. It is good for everything, including your healthy heart. It can help clean up your liver. It's just it's good for your brain. It's good for your heart. It's just really a good, it's the best fruit really on the planet. Egg yolks, those are also very good. A lot of people avoid the egg yolks because of cholesterol, but there's a lot of studies saying it's not that. It's just not causing the cholesterol. It's typically your body's making too much. But if your doctor has told you to stay off the egg yolks, please, by all means, listen to your doctor. I just hadn't read enough proof to me that it's egg yolks causing the problem, because they do have a lot of health benefits. Healthy oils like avocado oil, olive oil, coconut oil, walnut oil, those are all good oils to have. And then grass-fed butter or ghee, those are also on the enjoy list. So those are some of your healthy fats. All right. So let's get into, all right. So some of our heart healthy foods, in addition to the fats, is we've got berries. Berries are a fabulous antioxidant, which is good for anti-aging. It combats all those free radicals that are causing the damage in the body and within the heart cells. Berries can reduce inflammation, free radical damage, protect the body from oxidative stress. And blueberries in particular have let's see, they also help a certain membrane in the heart and blood vessels to control the blood flow. So the blueberries are also very good. Those dark purple colors, it has a resveratrol in it, also very good for the heart as well. Leafy greens. Leafy greens are very good on so many other levels for so many other things, but they can also increase blood flow because of the magnesium content. And because of the magnesium content, it can also regulate your blood pressure. Green leafies are also known for detoxifying the body. They are a good source of chlorophyll, which is the body's internal deodorant. Lots of minerals, lots of vitamins in green leafies. So try to get a different variety of different ones. Romaine is really underrated. Romaine is very highly nutritious. Spinach is great. You know, kale is, I don't love kale, so I can't promote that one. And it's, you know, it's a dark green leafy. So if you like it, it's a cruciferous vegetable. Those cruciferouses are known for their anti-cancer properties. There's arugula, there's mixed spring mix. So there's so many different kinds of green leafies. Get a variety so you will have a variety of different minerals and vitamins that will help build a healthy heart and a healthy body in general. Dark chocolate, yay for that. It has a nitric oxide effect on the body, which basically relaxes your blood vessels so that blood can flow through easily and the heart does not have to work so hard, which helps blood pressure go down. So dark chocolate, just obviously, this might be later on in your program. We're watching our sugars we're very stingy with sugar in the beginning because of the gut health. So you want to get a dark chocolate with way less sugar or no sugar. There's some out there sweetened with stevia, so it does exist. So the dark chocolate is definitely back. 100% whole grains. Now, we're not having a lot of those right now, but if it's 100% whole grain, it's going to be a good source of fiber, like our brown rice and quinoa, which are allowed at the moment. But it can also help you control your weight, your blood pressure, and your cholesterol. Looks like there's a chat. Candy says, my spinach was always getting gross within 2 days, but now I wash it and freeze it, and it's ready to something when my scrambles and stir fry. Yes, I freeze mine too. I buy it already washed. So I keep some out for my salads and I put the rest in a freezer baggie. And then you can squish the bag like it's potato chips, and you squish it all up. So now it's just chopped. So now, like Candy said in the chat, I just sprinkle it in my pan and then throw my eggs in, and now I have spinach and eggs. So it's a great, easy peasy way to have spinach. You don't have to chop it, and it's always good. It doesn't come out like a salad, so you have to have it cooked. But it is a really fabulous way to always have fresh organic spinach in the house. So great tip there, Candy. So thank you for that. Let's see what else we got. Beets also have the nitric oxide effect. Again, it relaxes those blood vessels. Here's a little story. Since it is Valentine's Day and we're all adults here, right? So as you guys know, I used to own a vitamin store, and I had a lot of, of course we sold sports medicine stuff, including pre-workout stuff. And so sometimes near Valentine's, a few days before near Valentine's, a lot of the guys would come in and they would buy some of the pre-workouts, which helps the nitric oxide effect, helped opening those veins and arteries. But also beet beetroot powder, which is a very clean pre-workout, but it does help blood flow to all the parts. If you know what I'm saying. The wives would come in and say, thank you for selling my husband that beetroot powder because it worked. So it does help with blood flow for everything. You guys are all muted, so I have no idea if you're getting even a chuckle out of that. All right. Garlic, ginger, turmeric, also very good for the heart. Gosh, ginger and turmeric are kind of superfoods. Turmeric can have an anti-inflammatory effect. It's good for the brain. It's good for anti-cancers, good for reduction of inflammation. Gosh, there's just so many things. I take turmeric every day, and I think I'd be in a lot more pain if I didn't. Another chat. Someone said, oh, I'm not a kale lover either, but I seem to tolerate it better when I use it in making soups. Yeah, it's actually digested better if it's cooked. Making soup and other vegetables too, along with either chicken or turkey, meatballs, or pink salt. Yeah. Someone else, oh, Candy says beetroot may also help with testosterone levels. Maybe that's why they were buying that too. I just knew it had a good vasodilation effect. But she said that beetroot can help boost testosterone levels, which helps boost your libido, even in a female. Let's see, for the ladies, it can increase blood flow to the pelvic region, which can enhance orgasms for the ladies. So there you go. It's not just for the men. So have at it, and happy Valentine's Day to you all. Because of this, you will all have an even better one. Hopefully. Did I catch all the go beets? Woohoo! Beets are back, baby. Kathleen says, thank you, Candy. So awesome. So there you go. Arjun.
Oh, yeah, I know all the things for the ladies. So between food and drugs, I can get any woman to orgasm. So
wow, that's a talent. Arginine and citrulline was another popular one that would be sold right before Valentine's Day, and that's an aminos. Those are aminos, but they also help increase blood flow, and it can also work as a pre-workout. So if you don't like beets, or you just don't like that color, you can take an arginine / citrulline blend, and you might get the same effect. Oh, someone else is laughing in the chat. Okay, so awesome. All right, so next up. So this is some other things that we can do to ensure a healthy heart. You know, we want to eat right. We want to eat the right fats. We want to eat the right foods. But what else can we do? Number one is check your blood pressure periodically. And this is, I wrote this one for me. I like I said, I owned a vitamin store, and I had this client, this customer, and he was a triathlete. And he was, to me, I mean, he was late 50s, maybe early 60s, but he was the epitome of health, the epitome of health. And he came in one day and he said he had high blood pressure. And I said, no, you don't. You can, like, really? How's that? I go, let's go check it. I had a blood pressure cuff in the back of my store. And so we check his blood pressure, and it was high. And I'm like, God, look at this guy. He was just muscular and strong and fit, and and he was always doing triathlon. So, very, very active lifestyle dude. And so I thought, well, that's weird. So I checked my own blood pressure, and it was high. And I've been notoriously low my entire life. And I was in my 50s at the time. So, but I checked it, and mine was high. And I'm like, well, this thing is broken. This blood pressure cuff must be broken. But the curiosity in me had me going, it had me questioning it enough. So after I closed my store that night, I went across the street to the grocery store that had a pharmacy that had a free blood pressure cuff in it. And I put my arm in the machine, and I checked my blood pressure. And turns out my blood pressure cuff I had in my store was 100% right to the number. to the exact number. So blood pressure, high blood pressure is asymptomatic. You guys won't feel it until you have a heart attack or something really bad happens. So by checking your blood pressure periodically, just have a thing at home. Or if you have a local drugstore that gives you a free check on your blood pressure, go there once a month or at least every few months, maybe every 3 months, every quarter, and just check it, especially if it's free. But if you buy one and you have one in your house, you can check it at any time. So I cannot stress that enough. Check your blood pressure periodically. Another thing that we can do is, you do your visualization. If you guys are doing this program, hopefully you've gone through module 2. You know what I'm even talking about by your visualization. It's part of your success formula. But visualizing anything you want to create, visualizing your results, visualizing a happy day, visualizing manifesting the things you want, what you want to feel, what you want to do, what you want to experience, and feeling the feelings of that. Your mind, you don't know, your mind does not know the difference between imagined and real. So when we imagine things over and over and over again, your body will relax. Your blood pressure will come down. Your breathing, if you're stressed out and your breathing is shallow and fast, it will actually calm your breathing down. And it's something that you can actually measure. Take your pulse before you do your visualization, your meditation, or your prayer, or writing in your gratitude book. Check your blood pressure, check your pulse before and after. So if you're high, if your blood pressure is high, or your heart rate is high because you're nervous and stressed out, try doing some of these things and check it again, because likely it will go down. These can be proven. There's numbers attached to it. So these are real things. It's not a lot of woo-woo involved. But meditation where you're focusing on the now, focusing even on just only your breath, doing breath work can lower your blood pressure, can relax your veins and arteries. Exercise, we talked about exercise yesterday. Doing your cardiovascular exercise is very important to exercise your heart and your lungs and your cardiovascular, your heart and your vascular system. So you're by exercising and getting your heart rate up, you're stretching those veins and arteries. And then when you're back to being sedentary, they shrink again. But when we exercise and make them have to stretch out, we're keeping them pliable. We're keeping them pliable. Because if we're sedentary for too long, for too many years, they're this size and then they get stuck, they get hard. And you guys have all heard of hardening of the arteries or atherosclerosis. I can never say that one, but it's a real thing. And if your body needs all that extra blood because you're running or you're trying to do something, you are going to be out of breath in seconds if you have hardening of the arteries. So by getting your exercise, it's very, very, very important. And so where should your heart rate be? The short and easy math is 180 minus your age. That is your target heart rate for a fat burning zone. So if you can't even get there yet, that's perfectly fine. It's something that you want to aim for. So track your heart rate. Go around the block, time how long it takes you, and check your heart rate at the very end when you get back to your front door. And then do that regularly, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times a week, and see if you don't notice that heart rate starting to come down after you do the same exact block. Because your heart is getting healthier, it doesn't have to work as hard. The stroke volume is more effective, so your heart is getting healthier. So 180 minus your age. We've got a few chats here. Where would we buy arginine and citrulline? Any vitamin store, Sprouts. I used to sell it in my vitamin store, but it is no longer a vitamin store. It's an eyebrow store now. If you want your eyebrows plucked or waxed or whatever, that's what you'll find in my old store. Someone else said the wrist cuff blood pressure monitor is just as accurate as the arm cuff. So yeah, doesn't matter. At least you're comparing with apples. So if your blood pressure is going up every several months, then you want to get to your doctor who has maybe a more professional system to check, but it's worth checking. The next comment is, my blood pressure measured 116/57, very nice. Compared to when I started the program, see, this is good news, Kathleen. She started the program at 146/66, but now she's 116/57. So that's very good, a little even on the low side, but that's a very healthy number. I would say that's healthy. Next, we don't recommend the wrist cuff at our clinic as they have been wrong many times, so use caution. I have the wrist one also, and I found it wasn't as accurate for me. I signed up for
It's better to measure than not measure, but a lot of times people it's off. A lot of times it doesn't grab right, especially the cheap ones. If it's $35, it's going to be crap. It's much better to do the middle of the bicep. It's a much better reading. So just understand where you're coming from. And I've had patients like that. They're like, this is the only thing I have. Better to invest the money in the one on the arm. Unless you can't move your arm to put it in place, then I'd rather have some measurement to go off of than no measurement. That's just a safety.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you for that. Someone's asking how to access the learning modules. Is there a link? I would have to copy and paste it, which I can't do from this PowerPoint, but it's in your welcome email. It's in and it's also in every single email you've ever gotten from me ever. It's in the signature section. So if I email you 2 words, look in the signature section and you should find the Facebook group link, you should find the course link, you should find the Zoom room link, you should find the store link, you leave a review link, refer a friend link. Those should all be in there. But for sure the courses link. But thanks for asking. Because I know a lot of people are wondering, and you guys, I know you guys get so many emails from us. So to go back and find that one email, but you should have got from Debbie. I know it's in the one from me, but that's where to start. But look for old emails from me, and it should be in the signature section. All right, so cardio, also turning off negative news, negative people, and negative situations. When we surround ourselves with a lot of negativity, even if it's a bad work environment or a bad home environment, if we do that for too long, it's stressful. And stress causes the cortisol, release of cortisol, which is, is responsible for belly fat, but also can raise our blood pressure. Stress is so bad for the body on so many, it affects all of us differently. Whatever's the weakest part is what the stress will probably attack. But as we said earlier, heart disease is the number one killer in the US. So trying to stay away, that's why meditation and prayer and gratitude and visualization, getting yourself away from anything negative and just staying in the present of what is right with the world and what you do love and what you do want and what you do want to create for yourself. So that really does matter. Also managing stress. And there's lots of ways to do that. Taking a walk in nature. I mean, when you guys look at the picture of this lady walking in this forest, does it not just feel relaxing just to look at it? I mean, it does to me. So just being in nature, looking at pictures of nature, even if you just on your TV, if you have a smart TV, putting on, go to YouTube and put in fish tank. Or something like that. Just put it is so relaxing. If you just have that in your background and as you look up and you see the fish tank or the some of those, there's a lot of scenery ones that look like this down the picture at the bottom. And they have nice, calm, wonderful music in the background. Those are really wonderful to play in the background of your house while you're cleaning. I put that stuff on it when I'm cleaning my house on Saturdays. And I just makes me feel like I'm bringing good energy into my home. So getting a massage, practicing breath work, but a massage, it's physical stress gets stored in our muscles. So stretching, twisting, releasing some of the stress that's within our organs. So a lot of yoga poses have you twisting, and that's like wringing out the toxins from your body. So getting a good massage, release those muscles, drink a lot of water so you push out any of those toxins. Oh, look at Candy's got the fish tank. You guys can see the group pictures. Yeah, if you have a real fish tank, even better. Of course, to me, I had one and it's stressful. Oh my God, I gotta clean that thing. But anyway, so thank you for sharing that. That's funny. Oh, peaceful, calming music. There's plenty of that. You know, hard rock and roll has its place if that's what you really love. You know, there is times for that, but really, if you're feeling stressed, it's not the time for that. You put on music that makes you feel good, that makes you feel peaceful, that makes you feel calmer. Because if you're feeling that way, it's going to bring everything down, your breath, your heart rate, your anxiety, all your stress. Oh, somebody wants to join you, Candy. The fireplaces, yes. I did that when I had people over at Christmas. I had a little Christmas party, and I just put I have a big TV in my living room, and I just put the fireplace on, and it felt warmer in there, I'm telling you. Everybody's loving your fish tank, Candy. So, all right. So peaceful, calming music.
And they just had babies. So there's all tiny little babies in the one because I have all live fish, but they're live birth fish. So they all have babies. Not all of them make it, but right now I have 7 babies growing on the bottom, which is abnormal. I've had fish tanks my whole life and usually they get gobbled up, but these guys are making it.
That's so cool. I would think they wouldn't survive that. They would just get eaten, but I guess they have to perpetuate and keep producing. So some of them got to live. That's really cool.
Darwinism is alive in my tank because there's plenty of hiding places and the big fish can't get in there. It's the only reason they live.
Awesome. Oh, and then laughter. That one, what is it? I already have that in the fun facts, but laughter, as I mentioned, it sends 20% more blood through relaxed blood vessels. So the heart does not have to work as hard. So don't go watching a scary movie. Don't go to the movies and watch Halloween 12. Go watch a comedy, get your laugh on, go to a comedy show. Even if they're offensive and you're laughing, it's worth it, I think. So laughter is definitely a good medicine. Oh, I guess that's it for now. So if you'd like to unmute and ask a question, please feel free.
I have a nutrition question. I thought I read somewhere in the book we can only have up to 1 cup of mushrooms a day. What is behind that?
I think he said though mushrooms tend to have a mold on them that he doesn't want us to have too much of. That's my understanding of Dr. Infantino's reason. I've read in other places that mushrooms can be good for the gut, but a cup of mushrooms is a pretty good amount. So I don't know if you'd want to go more than that, but that's
It's only like 16 calories, so it's pretty
it's
nice
not,
on
yeah. They do
scale.
cook down. They do cook down for sure.
Tammy, I have a question. I noticed in the oils that you recommend, avocado oil isn't mentioned, and I was always under the impression that it's good.
It is mentioned. It's absolutely my
Oh,
personal number
okay.
one. Yeah,
Sorry, I didn't see it. Yeah, because anytime there's a recipe that calls for vegetable oil, I always default using avocado.
I do too, 100% of the time.
Okay, okay.
Almost 100% of the time. Sometimes I'll use ghee if I'm cooking. If like
Yeah.
when I'm cooking, I might switch out for the ghee, but
Right.
I'm the avocado oil for sure.
Okay, sorry,
Even when I
I
make,
must have
even when I,
missed it.
oh, no problem. We give you guys a lot of information, so.
Yeah,
But avocados and avocado oil are definitely a thumbs up.
good. Okay,
Thank you for that question because you're probably not the only one thinking of it.
Hey, Tammy, there's a lot of new stuff
I had a
talking
quick question.
about. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. In my book, it mentions fiber blend, but that's not what was sent. I've got konjac root
Oh,
fiber. Is
thank
that
you.
is that just an update for the manual?
Thank you. I meant to say that in the beginning. I needed to say some housekeeping stuff. And that was the thing I didn't, because I didn't write it down. You know, a short pencil for me is better than a long memory because I get so excited doing these. I love doing these presentations. And so I just want to dive in. If I don't write it down, I'll forget. So great question. She's asking about the fiber. We've switched out the fiber blend because it did have some gluten in it and too many people were having the gluten response. So we switched it out for konjac fiber. That being said, is it the same? Yes, it's still the fiber, but it's different. So you're going to cut, if you have the old book, it's going to, on regular days, it's going to ask you for 4 in the morning and 4 at night. And during cleanse days, it's going to ask for 8 and 8. So the new book should say, it's just that we'd already sent out the books and then they told us, oh no, by the way, it's half. So the new real answer is on regular days, it's 2 fibers in the morning and 2 fibers at night, the konjac. And then on cleanse days, it's 4 in the morning and 4 at night. Unless I've taken you off the fiber or told you to cut the fiber in half, then just do half of what I just said. Did I answer your question, hopefully?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Tomorrow will be interesting, but for today, we went with the original instructions.
Okay. Well, the problem with the fiber is that it can constipate. So if you don't go tomorrow, maybe skip a whole dose, you know, of your, maybe your morning ones tomorrow, skip them tomorrow because you won't need it. But it can't, and everybody says, how am I supposed to take fiber for, you know, to go? Well, typical American diet, we don't get between 25 and 35 grams of fiber, which is what's recommended. We should have at least 25 for the women. I think it's 35 for the men, something like that. But typical American diet, if we're eating pizza and cheeseburgers, they're not getting any darn fiber. So we need to add fiber to those diets. But if you're eating a lot of vegetables and occasional fruits, that's where your fibers are, that your brown rice and your quinoas, those are some good sources of fiber. So you won't really need a lot of fiber in your, as far as a supplement goes. But the konjac is 2 in the morning, 2 at night on regular days, 4 and 4 on cleanse days.
Tammy, can you tell us what other ingredients are in there? Because it says it's a blend, but it doesn't say what else is in there besides the konjac root.
I don't have it. I don't think I have the new one in front of me because we just kind of started that.
It's okay. I mean, could we get that later on?
Yeah, you can go to here's how you can find out. You can go to the drinfantino.store, and then you find the fiber blend and it'll give you all the ingredients, or at least all the other products. You can look at all the ingredients on your products because the fiber blend, I'm sure this one that I have here. Yeah, this is the old one. So, but it had some gluten in it and people were reacting to it, and we're trying to go gluten-free, so we had to change it.
Thank you.
Tammy, I have a question about the new, they've been kind of harping on this a lot on Instagram and things. It's about body type classifications with ectomorphs versus mesomorphs and endomorphs. And each one of those has different type of diets, different type of exercises, and it depends on which category. What is your understanding of these?
Well, very little is what it is. I would love to know more about that. That and the eating for your blood type is fascinating to me. And I know, yeah, I really don't know the like specific diets for each of those body types. But you know what?
I think most of us, to be honest, are endomorphs. That's where most of the bodies fall. Unless we have runners in this group, if we have big marathoners, then they're going to be more the ectomorphs, and they have to do a totally different diet and use different oils than the endomorphs. I'm going to look into this, and I'll send you some information that I find on it because it's super interesting. It makes sense that we're not obviously all treated the same when it comes to our bodies.
That's 100% right. My son-in-law, he's definitely an ectomorph. He's tall and so slim. but he's very strong and he's very active and he's just very outdoorsy. He's a hunter, all that stuff. But he's currently doing a carnivore diet where he's just eating meat, a lot of it. Like, I think he's taking 5,000 calories a day. It's ridiculous. And he's slim, like whatever. And he has raw milk and he has fruits and honey. The honey and fruits are for his carbs because he's so active. But it works for him. I mean, he said he feels great and he's super active. He's able to do all his hunting, which means hiking through mountains, carrying deers and all the things, all that stuff. So I know there's validity to it. I just don't know enough about it to comment really. Great questions, though. I do want to know. Inquiring minds want to know. I think somebody
I'm
else.
sorry, I gotta go to work, you guys. So have a great day. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody.
Thank you for joining and thank you for your participation as
Thanks
always.
for the information. I appreciate it. And
Thank you.
congratulations, Kathleen, on that blood pressure. That is fantastic news. That just makes my heart so happy. Either, with my career, I see people with medicines, but I'm always trying to get them off of it. And in your case, the loss of the weight and the eating so much better, it works. I try to teach people that, but there's a lot of people just refuse to change their ways. And I'm so glad you were able to. Congratulations. That's going to really make you have a longer life. So congratulations.
Awesome. Thank
Great day,
you.
everybody.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Oh, there's more chats. There's more chats. What other ingredients? Okay. I cut those. Whoops. Kathleen, you said my book has always shown 4 a.m. and 4 p.m. for what? What do you mean?
No, four
Oh.
of the konjac in the morning and 4 in the evening.
On regular days?
Yeah. Yeah, I just flipped through it.
Yeah, so what we're saying is the book is wrong. So do
Right.
2 in the morning and 2. Yeah.
Okay.
'Cause it's half of what the other fiber blend we were recommending. So it used to be 4 and 4, but now that it's konjac, if your bottle says konjac, then it's 2 in the morning and 2 at night.
Right. While on that subject with konjac, on those miracle noodles, in a pack, it has 2 servings. Is it like a big bad no-no to eat the whole pack? It's like 10 calories for the whole thing.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean,
I did that
I've been
yesterday,
kind
and
of
I'm
obsessed
like,
with it lately too.
yeah,
It's
it
like,
was
oh my
so
God,
good.
I bought a box of it and I've got 1 left. And I'm like, oh man.
Yeah.
And then I had another open one in the fridge and I forgot. I was just going through it. That pesto sauce I made a couple weeks ago, it's been my new favorite and I can't get enough of it. And it's just so garlicky and yummy and anyway, so I've been over with because of the ingredients, I think you're fine. Just play with it.
Okay, thank you.
Anything you might mix, or you've gone to restaurants, whatever age we're at, we've been at many restaurants, kind of copy what they
Right.
do. Of course, there's the traditional spaghetti, but there's Alfredo, which you can make with coconut milk or curry sauce.
Right.
You can make, and then that over the noodles. There's
Nice.
Primavera. I used to sell at a restaurant. There's so many different
Right.
things.
I have one more question on the Ticino. Would you recommend restrictions of maybe only having 1 a day or 2 a day, or don't have any before bed or anything like that?
I don't know if I'd have it right before bed.
Okay.
Only
because I had it one evening. It was like an hour before I went to bed, and I was up a pound the next day. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe this doesn't work.
I don't know that that's going to be.
I don't know if that had anything. Okay.
Usually if we're up a pound tomorrow and we've been doing everything right, we might have had a little extra sodium, so we're retaining a little water. Maybe we didn't have a good enough bowel movement, so we're retaining stuff.
Right.
And then we lose a pound and you ate, good yesterday. How did I lose a pound when I ate, a lot of food? Well, maybe you had stuff
Right.
that, like asparagus, it's a natural diuretic. So you're peeing out the extra water weight that you had from the salt 3 days ago, so.
Right.
So if you bounce up a pound, please do not discourage you. That is
Okay.
normal. That is normal.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, any more? Oh, that was Kathleen. Already answered that. Okay. All right, so no other chats. Someone else just said goodbye. You guys, I appreciate you staying the whole time, but if you guys got to go back to work, you can leave. I'm not going to consider it rude just because you had to leave, go back to work.
All right.
I'm just happy you showed
Thank
up.
you very much, Tammy. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Awesome. All right, you guys. Well, you guys have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you guys all next time. Have a great day.